Greetings, fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, I'll be reviewing the 1993 film Point of Impact, starring Michael Paré, Michael Ironside, and Barbara Carrera. An overview of the movie? After being raked over the coals and fired from his job as a customs agent for an operation that went south, Jack Davis is offered the job of being a bodyguard for the wife of Cuban weapons and drug dealer Roberto Largo. He takes the position after he discovers a connection between Largo and the customs agent who ran their operation that went south. Now Davis is playing a dangerous game as he attempts to expose his former superior, but what he doesn't realize is that they know why he's there. The pros of this movie? Well, first of all, the action in this movie just started right away. The very first scene of this movie was that arms deal that the customs agents broke up. And there was gunfights, there were chase scenes, there were car chases, explosions, all sorts of just beautifully fantastic stuff that you would expect in an action movie. It was great. Also, Michael Ironside did a fantastic job as the primary antagonist. He was the gun dealer and the drug dealer who was running everything, running the show. He was the primary antagonist, and he was the kind of guy you just loved to hate in this kind of movie. He was just fantastic. Also, this movie was very well shot. Whoever was in charge of the camera angles and all that stuff did a great job. Everything was in focus, everything was in frame, and it was just beautifully done. The cons of this movie? Well, first of all, I gotta say this movie had a good number of audio issues. Like, there was just unnatural echoes when people were walking in buildings. Or there were times when the background music was louder than the dialogue people were saying. I can't hear the people talking because of the background music. It's not background music anymore. Fix the damn thing. Also, Michael Ironside did a great job with his acting. Michael Ironside is an amazing actor. Everyone else in the movie, though, was just stiff as hell. Like, I've seen boards and bricks that weren't as stiff as this acting. Especially Michael Paré. He was completely emotionless. He was like this robot sitting there. This is what humans say. This is how humans talk. I am a human expressing emotion. Facial expressions. Like, he was just awful. Just pure emotionless. He had nothing. There was nothing going there. Why the hell did he get the lead role in this? Who casted him? No, he shouldn't get work in lead roles. No, not him. Somebody else, not him. He should not have been in the lead role. And I did say that the action in this movie started right away. And it did. The first action scene was the first scene in the movie. But then it was slower than hell. Like, really, this movie was so slow, I was sitting there constantly checking to see how much time was left in the movie. And at one point I was like, really? I've only watched half an hour of this? It felt like it's almost the whole thing. How much more is left? No, this movie's an hour and a half long. It feels like it's 2 hours long. No, it's way too damn slow. And for some reason, they decided to use sex scenes to cover up the lack of the story in this movie. Like, they just said, oh, we don't have a full hour and a half. Let's throw in people having sex to take up the rest of the time. Okay, I'll be honest. It's very hard to make me uncomfortable with sex scenes in movies. They pulled it off. Because, like, a quarter of this movie was just people having sex. And most of it was this one big chunk of time. All but one sex scene was this one big chunk of time, just constant. And it was like a quarter of the movie. No, don't do that. That's bad. Make an actual story to your movie. Either that or just make it half an hour. Either one, I don't care. Just make it good. The best action scene in the movie? That would have to be the opening scene of the movie. Beautiful action scene. The customs guys are moving in on that truck full of weapons and drugs and stuff. And there's a gun battle that takes place, and then the truck takes off, and the main character, Davis, gets in his car and chases after the truck, and there's, the car chase, and Davis is trying to run the truck off the road and get in the way of it, try and stop the truck, and then the truck runs some gas barrels and they explode and people are on fire and stuff, and then the truck runs into the ocean. It's an awesome chase scene, it's an awesome action scene, easily the best one in the movie. My overall thoughts on the movie? To put it simply, I did not like this movie. I give it one thumb down. This movie was only an hour and a half long, but it felt like it was at least 2 hours. It just dragged out. The only redeeming quality of this movie was Michael Ironside playing the villain. That's the only reason it didn't get 2 thumbs down. He did a great job, but everyone else was either phoning it in or they just suck at acting. I don't know which one, but it's one of the two. It's also not very easy to make me uncomfortable by having sex in a movie. I'm used to it. But this movie pulled it off. It was just long and awkward and unnatural, and I just didn't like it. I spent a good time of this movie wondering how much was left in the movie. So I can't recommend Point of Impact to anyone. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week. Also, if you have any recommendations for movies you would like me to review in the future, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you and have a nice day.